Well, Rich here, my fellow drifter maniacs. I thought it worthwhile doing a quick update on the new Traxxas Drag Slash, which should be with us at some point this month. When? I have a feeling we might find out maybe later on this week. I do not think it can be more than a matter of days away. Anyway, let's take a look at the new updates, then talk about what this little red button's for, because I've a very, very good idea. And yours truly guessed several months back that the very next car Traxxas were going to bring out was a Traxxas Drag Slash. It wasn't rocket science. As to my mind, the whole of the no-prep drag scene was based around the Traxxas Slash. I think what we're going to see with the new Traxxas Drag Slash is a pretty much completely reinvented platform around the car with a lot of new features, like that new gearbox. And what a cracker the new gearbox on the Drag Slash promises to be. Pro Series Magnum 272R transmission, to give it its full name. It appears to be very well engineered indeed. I'm going to dive straight down into the detail of the bottom of it on this exploded diagram. Here we are, heavy duty, smooth metal running gears. This looks extremely well engineered from the outset to my mind. Reinforced case, T6 aluminum motor plate, hardened steel input shaft. Sealed 4-gear differential on here. Now the red button I mentioned, it's clearly not for operating a 2-speed transmission, as this is just a single-speed transmission. And to drill down into more detail, just check out the engineering on that diff. That definitely looks built to put up with some severe power. Maybe more power than a 3S setup on there. Looking at this, it certainly looks like something that could take 4S or maybe even a little bit more. And here are the specs in a little more detail. Hardened steel input shaft, tunable sealed bevel gear diff with 500k diff fluid in here. So this is designed from drag racing from the very outset. Low profile, high strength transmission case. Low profile means it's going to keep the center of gravity lower. Heavy duty torque control, adjustable slipper clutch. This is maybe something you are going to be able to use to tune the launch of the car. Anyway, what's going to be powering that though? That's the question on all our minds. But like I say, I have a feeling there's going to be more than one of these cars, possibly 3 different specs, coming out on launch day or shortly thereafter. But the biggest question I have for you is, on the new Traxxas Drag Slash, what's this little red button here for? Because if you've been paying attention and you looked at the pictures of the Traxxas TSM setup on the drag car the other day, you may not have noticed that button on the transmitter. But here it is, very clearly shown on the Traxxas Drag Slash TSM page. You may not have spotted that on there, but I did, and I was thinking, well, Traxxas, they're not going to have included that switch on there for fun, but they do say this car has got some groundbreaking technology on there, so I think we have a few surprises as yet on this car. For anyone that is not sure what TSM does, it's Traxxas Stability Management, a bit like AVC is on the low-C cars. So what does it do? Well, it keeps you in control, but it doesn't limit the power of the car, so it is different from the low-C AVC in that respect, as low-C AVC does actually back off the power in order to retain control on there. So what does TSM do? Well, for those that aren't familiar, you can vary the function from 0 to 100 as to how much interaction it has on the car. What does it do? It keeps the car in a straight line. Think of it as like traction control for RC cars. Now, you can dial it up, you can dial it down as much as you want, but the interesting thing on the Traxxas Drag Slash is it's got 2 modes. Standard mode, on during race and braking. But with no prep drag racing, you can't have any form of traction control during the race itself. But what they've got is a drag race mode where you can, it's off during the race, but then you can put the TSM on during braking, meaning you can pull up to a safe stop, because many of us flip the cars under braking, even if you've had a good drag run. So that is the basics of what TSM is. But let's talk a little bit more about what that red switch might be for. But here's a clue. Traxxas didn't put that on there for fun. So back to my original point. What could this little red button be for? Well, on something like the Traxxas TRX4, TRX6, that button is used for switching between high and low speed gear. But we've just seen the new gearbox is only a single speed. Well, clearly it is not going to be having a 2-speed transmission on the drag car. So what else could it be for, Richie? I am thinking it could be for a line lock. Now, if anyone is not familiar with what a line lock is, a line lock on a car, on a drag car, enables you to just put on the front brakes. So it locks the front wheels, But if you've got a rear-wheel drive car, you can do a burnout, and then you can release the front brakes by literally turning a switch on there, and you rock it off down the road. I am thinking that is what this switch is for. But have your say in the comment section below the video. But there is also another option I would like to talk about, a little bit more fanciful. Oh, and if anyone is thinking, oh, they're just reusing this transmitter, Rich. Well, if they were doing that, wouldn't they just use something like this from the Traxxas Fortec, which has also got the TSM on, and save money by not fitting that extra red switch? After all, people go on about Traxxas, they are in the business of making money. I have no problem at all with that as a support and part service second to none to my mind on there. They have included that red switch for a reason. Wild shot here. Could they have done something like put in a parachute to slow the car down as featured on real drag cars like this? Now that might be a bit wild, but don't rule it out, because people looked at Traxxas and said, what, TRX4? Traxxas springing out of the crawler? That's ridiculous. And then within a month, the rest of the world wasn't laughing at all. See my point?
Partly in jest, as when we look at the back of the car, there doesn't appear to be any room to put a parachute on there. But who knows? Could be an option for the future. Much the same as the handbrake module could be retrofitted to something like an armour infraction. So, food for thought maybe. And taking a look at that body in more detail, it does appear the production model is going to have conventional body posts on there. The first images that appeared to show a perfectly flush body with no body posts on there. But they're on the front, and if you look there, they're on the back in between the wheel wells as well. And colour-wise, we've got a choice of 6 different colours from Traxxas. Personally, I am quite liking that red line red colour on the top left there, closely followed by the ultraviolet purple in the bottom right. What's your favourite colour? And while this is a licensed replica Chevy C10 body, we've also got ultra-wide Mickey Thompson ET drag slicks. Mickey Thompson, very famous drag racer over here in the US, and went on to make his own range of drag racing tyres on there. So they are a fully licensed tyre as well. And that wheelie bar on the back, 5-position adjustable on there. Plenty more photos for you to look at in the Traxxas website on your own time. So I have a feeling the mini site, when it comes up, is going to be cracking.
Anyway, hope you found this video on the Traxxas Drag Slash updates thought-provoking. Have your say in the comment section below the video. Are you getting one? Because I definitely am. Maybe 1 or 2 if it comes off well. And lastly, if anyone out there from Traxxas is watching, and I guessed that right for the line lock, and you want to send me one to review, I have absolutely no problem at all with that. Thanks for watching.
Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.